The camp. Stacy wanted to stay at a nice hotel for vacation, but her parents sent her to a terrible camp instead. For breakfast, Stacy liked fresh juice and chocolate milk, but she got water at the camp. In the afternoon, she wanted to write poems, but she had to swim. The camp was near an airport with loud planes. Spiderwebs hung over her bed. To her, the kids' average behavior was very bad. No girl matched her personality. She hated it. One day, they had a class. Mental exercise sounded good to Stacy, but it was a course on water safety. They learned how to be safe passengers on a boat. Stacy didn't ever plan to go on a boat. The next day, they played a game. There were a red team and a blue team. Stacy was on the blue team. Each team had to try to remove the other team's flag from a pole. They also had to use water guns. "I'm not much of an athlete," she said, but she still had to play. Stacy took a water gun and looked for somewhere to hide. A boy said, "Stacy, you advance to the middle. I will go right. Those two will go left." Stacy still didn't want to play. She walked into the forest and saw a red team player coming. Stacy hid behind a tree and then jumped out and shot the other player. "This is fun," Stacy thought. Several minutes after advancing further, Stacy saw the red flag. A red team member was watching over it. She shot him with her water gun. Then she lowered the flag and ran back to her team. "I got it," she yelled. The blue team won. Stacy was the hero. For the rest of the week, Stacy had fun. She even made new friends.
Advance. Advance. To advance is to go forward.
He advanced up the ladder slowly.
Advance. Advance. To advance is to go forward.
He advanced up the ladder slowly.
Average. Average. If something is average, it is at a normal level.
I'm not rich or poor. I'm average.
Behavior. Behavior. Your behavior is the way you act.
Their behavior was good this semester. They didn't cause trouble.
Behind. Behind. Behind means to be at the back of something.
The little girl was hiding behind a tree.
Course. Course. A course is a class in school.
I took a PE course in school this year.
Lower. Lower. To lower something is to make it go down.
The chart shows how his production has lowered over the year.
Match. Match. To match is to be the same or similar.
The two shoes matched. They looked the same.
Member. Member. A member is a person who is part of a group.
Julie is the newest member of our team.
Mental. Mental. If something is mental, it has to do with your mind.
I made a mental picture of the room.
Passenger. Passenger. A passenger is a person who rides in a car, train, or airplane.
One passenger was standing in the subway train.
Personality. Personality. Your personality is what you are like and how you behave.
John has a bad personality.
Poem. Poem. A poem is a short kind of writing.
William Shakespeare wrote many poems.
Pole. Pole. A pole is a long, thin stick made of wood or metal that supports things.
The flag was hanging from the flagpole.
Remove. Remove. To remove something is to take it away.
I removed the nail from the board.
Safety. Safety. Safety means to be the condition of being safe and free from danger.
For his own safety, he was placed in a car seat.
Shoot. Shoot. To shoot is to fire something like a bullet at someone or something.
The hunter raised his gun to shoot at the target.
Sound. Sound. To sound means to make a noise.
The alarm clock sounded and woke us all up.
Swim. Swim. To swim is to move through water.
I love to swim in the ocean.
Web. Web. A web is a home made by a spider. A strong friendship. Tim was the strongest man in the town. When he played sports, he always won. He performed and exercised in the public park. He did this to show everyone how strong he was. Most people liked him, but one man didn't. His name was Jack. Jack hated Tim. Jack was a movie critic and the smartest man in town. He could solve complex math problems, but no one cared. Jack wanted to be famous like Tim. One day, there was an unusual event. A big storm came suddenly. Snow covered the town. No one could get out. They needed food. The people said, "This is a task for a strong man." Tim was under pressure to save them. But Jack wanted to be the hero. So they both went. Tim said, "You can't help because of your lack of strength." But Jack found some small passages under the snow. One of them led toward another town. That town had food. Because Tim was so big and strong, he almost couldn't fit inside. They walked until there was a block of ice in their way. Jack said, "We can't get past it. But if you strike it, it might break." Tim knew that was probable. He broke it. When there were more ice blocks, Tim broke them. That made him tired. He couldn't walk anymore. Jack said, "Let's unite and support each other. I'll get the food alone. You rest here." Jack came back with food. Tim couldn't remember which passage led home. He needed Jack to be his guide. The men became friends by working together. In town, people saw Jack with the food and cheered. They called Jack a hero. But Jack didn't care. He was thinking of something else. He said to Tim, "I thought I was smart, but I learned a new term today. Friendship." Block. Block. A block is a solid piece of wood, stone, or ice.
I saw a block of ice on the floor.
Cheer. Cheer. To cheer is to give a loud shout of approval or encouragement.
The crowd all cheered when the home team won.
Complex. Complex. If something is complex, it has many small parts. It is hard to understand.
A jigsaw puzzle can be complex because it has so many pieces.
Critic. Critic. A critic is someone who gives their opinions about movies, books, plays, etc.
The wine critic tasted the wine so he could give his opinion.
Event. Event. An event is something that happens, especially something important.
Finishing high school was a major event in his life.
Exercise. Exercise. To exercise is to run or play sports so that you can be healthy.
You should exercise every day.
Fit. Fit. If something fits, it is small enough or the right size to go there.
The colorful eggs fit into the box.
Friendship. Friendship. Friendship is the relationship between people who are friends.
Michael and Lisa have a very strong friendship with each other.
Guide. Guide. A guide is someone who shows you where to go.
We followed a guide at the park.
Lack. Lack. If there is a lack of something, there is not enough of it.
His only problem is a lack of money.
Passage. Passage. A passage is a long area with walls that goes from one place to another.
The long passage led us to the other side of the field.
Perform. Perform. To perform is to do something in front of people who watch.
He will perform a song for the class.
Pressure. Pressure. Pressure is what you apply to make someone do something.
They put pressure on him to change his mind.
Probable. Probable. If something is probable, it is likely to happen.
It is probable that you will get a good grade if you study for the test.
Public. Public. If something is public, it is meant for everyone to use.
I went to the public park to play with my friends.
Strike. Strike. To strike someone or something is to hit them.
She struck the other girl in the face.
Support. Support. To support something is to like it and help it be successful.
Everyone at work supports the new plan.
Task. Task. A task is a piece of work to be done that is usually difficult.
My task for the weekend was to clean the entire backyard.
Term. Term. A term is a word for something.
I often use the term oops when I make a mistake.
Unite. Unite. To unite is to get together to do something.
If we unite, we can finish our project faster. Joe's pond. Joe made the world a better place. He got the idea to do that at school. He watched a video there. It was about a factory. This factory produced a lot of trash and put it in a river. The trash and water were a bad mix. People populated the area by the river and drank its water. This made them sick. Many of them needed medicine and made regular visits to doctors. But the video wasn't all bad news. It showed ways to pick up trash and why it's important to do this. It said people can make a difference to their environment. The video's important features made Joe associate trash with hurting people. One day, Joe walked through a park. He recognized some of the problems from the video. One instance of these problems was the trash in the pond. It was full of plastic cups. There was too much trash. Joe didn't want it to hurt anyone. He told his grandfather about the park. His grandfather said, "You know, it's a tradition in our family to help people. That's why we give food to poor people. Maybe you can help people by cleaning the park." Cleaning the park would involve hard work. Joe decided to organize a group to help him. He chose a wide area of the park. It had the most trash. He asked his family and friends to come. On Saturday, he gave everyone a sharp stick. They wondered why. He said, "You use the stick's tip to pick up trash. This makes it easier." They worked for 6 weeks. Different people helped each time, but Joe was always there. In that period of time, Joe saw a range of results. There was no trash in the water. People could swim in it. Joe knew that was a good sign. He was happy because he helped his environment.
Associate. Associate. To associate means to connect something with a person or thing.
Most people associate birthday parties with having fun.
Environment. Environment. The environment is the place where people work or live.
Keeping our environment clean is important to our health.
Factory. Factory. A factory is a building where things are made or put together.
We have only one factory in our town.
Feature. Feature. A feature is an important part of something.
The cell phone has many features.
Instance. Instance. An instance is an example of something.
I have never experienced an instance of hate. Have you?
Involve. Involve. To involve means to be actively taking part in something.
The whole family was involved in playing the game.
Medicine. Medicine. Medicine is something you take to feel better or treat an illness.
The doctor gave me medicine for my cold.
Mix. Mix. A mix is different things put together.
The green mix we made in science class spilled onto the table.
Organize. Organize. To organize is to plan or get ready for an event.
Make a list to help you organize the things you need.
Period. Period. A period is an amount of time when something happens.
In one period in Europe, there were many nights.
Populate. Populate. If people populate an area, they live there.
Billions of people populate the earth.
Produce. Produce. To produce something is to make or grow it.
This tree produces apples every year.
Range. Range. A range is a number or a set of similar things.
I saw a range of cars to choose from.
Recognize. Recognize. To recognize something is to know it because you have seen it before.
I recognized an old friend from many years ago.
Regular. Regular. If something is regular, it happens often and in equal amounts of time.
Our regular lunchtime is around noon.
Sign. Sign. A sign is a notice giving information, directions, a warning, etc.
The sign indicated that today would be a bad day.
Tip. Tip. A tip is a pointed end of something.
The tip of his pen was very sharp.
Tradition. Tradition. A tradition is something people have been doing for a long time.
Marriage is a tradition all over the world.
Trash. Trash. Trash is waste material or unwanted or worthless things.
Please take out the trash. It smells bad.
Wide. Wide. If something is wide, it is large from side to side.
The door was as wide as my arms.
Archie and his donkey. Old Archie needed some money. He decided to sell his donkey. So he and his son Tom went to town. It was situated many miles away. Soon they met a woman. "Where are you going?" she asked. "To town," said Archie. "Any smart person would ride the donkey," she said. "What are you implying?" Archie asked. "I'm very smart." Archie wanted to look smart, so he climbed onto the donkey. Then they continued in the direction of the town. Further along the road, they met a farmer. "Hello," said Archie. "We want to sell this donkey. Do you want to buy it?" "I don't need a donkey," said the farmer. "But if you want my advice, don't ride it. The donkey needs to be in good physical condition." "Good idea," said Archie. "Tom, I want you to ride it. You're lighter." "Neither you nor your son should ride it. It looks very tired. You should carry the donkey," suggested the farmer. "You're right," said Archie. "Come on, Tom. We'll carry it for the final few miles." The donkey was very heavy, and they couldn't maintain a good speed. They didn't arrive until late in the evening. At last, they walked into the town. But there they attracted the attention of some teenage boys. They laughed at Tom and Archie. They started to throw stones at them. The donkey reacted by kicking. Tom and Archie dropped the donkey. It fell on the ground, and they ran away. Archie lost his donkey. He went home with no money. What does this story teach us? We cannot please everyone in our society. Don't take everyone's advice, but set your own standards. Prove to everyone that you can make decisions by yourself. Otherwise, you may end up with nothing at all. Advice. Advice. Advice is an opinion about what to do.
I don't know how to study for my exams. Can you give me some advice?
Along. Along. Along means to move from one part of a road river, etc., to another.
Walk along this tunnel for 10 minutes and you'll see a door on the left.
Attention. Attention. Attention is the notice, thought, or consideration of someone.
His work got the attention of 2 of his coworkers.
Attract. Attract. To attract means to make a person or thing come closer or be interested.
The magnet attracted the metal.
Climb. Climb. To climb means to use your hands and feet to go up on something.
The girls climbed to the top of the mountain.
Drop. Drop. To drop is to fall or allow something to fall.
A small amount of water dropped from the bottle.
Final. Final. If something is final, it is the last part.
In the final part of the film, the man and the woman got married.
Further. Further. Further is used to say something is from a distance or time.
The escalator is further along than I thought.
Imply. Imply. To imply something is to suggest it without saying it.
The man implied that he wanted the job, but he didn't say so.
Maintain. Maintain. To maintain means to make something stay the same.
The balls maintain constant movement.
Neither. Neither. You use neither to connect 2 negative statements.
Neither the pass on the left nor the pass on the right will lead us home.
Otherwise. Otherwise. Otherwise means different or in another way.
It's good to stay active, otherwise you'll gain weight.
Physical. Physical. If something is physical, it is related to your body and not your mind.
Biking is good for your physical health.
Prove. Prove. To prove something is to show that it is true.
My teacher proved the answer on the board.
React. React. To react is to act in a certain way because of something that happened.
James reacted badly to the news.
Ride. Ride. To ride something is to travel on it. You can ride an animal, a bike, etc.
I will ride a roller coaster for the first time today.
Situated. Situated. If something is situated somewhere, it is in that place.
The whiteboard is situated between the 2 men.
Society. Society. Society is people and the way that they live.
Society expects people to be good and honest.
Standard. Standard. A standard is what people consider normal or good.
This older model TV is below our store's standards.
Suggest. Suggest. To suggest something means to give an idea or plan about it.
He suggested that we go to see his boss.